Peace to the fam, peace to the fam. Peace, love, and light. I think I'm gonna put my Goku on. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, y'all. Peace, love, and light. Peace. Peace to the family. Peace, God. Oh, peace, love, and cosmic darkness. That's what the sister hit me with the other day. And I liked it that. I heard myself saying it today. I was like, I like how that sounds. It's still consistent. Songbird. Peace.
Hey.
Peace, Songbird. Rashida called your name earlier today.
Yes, ma'am.
She said, did you see her baby? Her baby is growing exponentially fast. Because I was around my...
I didn't. I haven't.
Oh, she hasn't. She hasn't seen. Okay. All right. Shout out to you, Songbird.
Y'all, I miss you, girl.
Yes. Peace, 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 peace. Yes, cosmic darkness. Peace, love, and cosmic darkness. Right? Yeah, y'all. I want to tap in. You know what I'm saying? I wanna give y'all the responsible breakdown. You can take it however you choose to take it, right? They say that they like, yo, Blue, you like an elder. I'm like, all right, if I'm taking the role of an elder statesman, let me speak to some of the people who just popped the red pill and just came into consciousness, right? And this might be your first Thanksgiving after you got woke. I got some tips for you, family, right? I want to help you not crash and burn and get excommunicated from your family and uninvited to all other events. So let me talk black to you. And this don't apply to everybody because some of y'all is veterans and you figured this out on your own. But what we don't do enough of, we don't reach back, right, to the family and be like, yo, I know what you finna go through, right? I went through the same shit, right? And then I got excommunicated and then they invited me back after 2 or 3 years. So it's like some of us is just getting invited back because we ain't get the jab, right? And that was our excommunication, right? They like, yo, y'all just went off the deep end. You know what I'm saying? You can't come around this no more. You ain't take the Abington. So some people got isolated because of that. You feel me? Some people just excommunicated themselves. They just removed themselves from the fold. Man, I found out the history of Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? Y'all in there celebrating the colonizers' victory over our people. You feel me? I can't condone this. I can't participate with this energy. Granted, and that's an emotion that you're gonna go through. I've been there. I went through that. I banged on, you know, the quote unquote holiday. I banged on the tradition, and I even banged on my family. You know what I'm saying? And that was a mistake, you know. And everybody's not gonna have the same story for you. Some people probably was more successful than I was. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, when everything died out and it was understood, they like, you think that y'all the first niggas that got access to some information? It's like, you think that we don't know this stuff and we haven't made decisions on our own about how we're going to deal with it? But family comes first. So if the call comes out for your ass to show up and show your face and be here to see your nieces and your nephews and, you know, some of your people who didn't make it past C19, you better show up, right? Because, again, who are you doing it for? And your answer, right? Your answer is going to tell you everything that you need to know. You're doing it for yourself. You better be doing it for you, right? But you're doing it for your ancestors, your generational bloodline, and you're doing it for your family. You're doing it for your blood. Even if you're doing it for your family and you the only one standing on what you standing on, you still know I had to bust a left because I got to do this for my family. Go kiss Nana. Go hug up with Auntie them. You know what I'm saying? Hit Shaquan and them. They got an L lit up. You know, it's in backwards. I know that you only smoke papers now. Right? Just hit this shit twice. Don't drink they lean though. Right? We not going that deep. Don't drink none of they lean. Don't fuck with nothing they got in a double cup. Right? You don't need to do that. Right? And you might want to ask them before you hit the blunt if the shit is dipped in leak or something. Or be like, y'all niggas smoking Fetty? Is there any Fetty in this? You should ask them. Ask them if they got Fetty in the weed, and if they don't, and do your 1-2. You can pop in and pop out, right? And then they ain't gonna have nothing to say about you. But if you don't show up at all, that nigga think he's better than us. I remember that nigga when he was fucking them ham hogs. Look, let me show you. Boy, that boy, he said, what? I know he didn't. When he was in here eating up my mother. Yeah, your nana gonna get you. Don't create no distinction where, you trying to put I'm better than type of energy. You can't be better than Nana. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you learn. Right? Because regardless even if the shit that she taught you was wrong, she made it through whatever the fuck she made it through to get here to teach you some wrong shit. So that wrong shit got her further enough down the road where she was able to position herself to give birth to either your mama, your daddy, or yourself. So keep that in mind. They want $50 for chitlins. $50 for chitlins. Now, I don't know what the going price for chitlins was. But I know that I can go to a farm down here in Atlanta because I be going to the animal auctions. And I know I could get a pig for like $1 and some change. A real pig. Right? I could get a baby pig for $50 and grow it up. So I'm like, you probably won't have to say nothing at this Thanksgiving dinner. If you show up, your nana gonna pull you to the side and be like, son, how I get some of that impossible pork? Because this real shit costing too much. Yo, they gonna price them out of a lifestyle. Just let them speak. Just let them speak. They're going to tell you how difficult this Thanksgiving was. Right? They're going to tell you how difficult. They're going to tell you how much it hurt. You can go to just be an ear and a shoulder this Thanksgiving and you don't got to put no gas on the grill. You don't got to throw nothing extra on top of this shit and talk crazy about people's diets and their dietary choices. They hurt. They're hurting. Right? They're squeezing these people. Hold on, I got an article on it. I'll tell you what the median cost of a Thanksgiving meal this year cost $251. You feel me? Thanksgiving cost $251. I will invite them niggas to my crib and show them how I used to make, right? The whip up that we used to make when we was locked up with the cheese and the Doritos at the bottom of the bag, cut up with the pickles and the motherfucking sausages. I'm like, yeah, I can show you how to make this shit with the noodles for $5. $10 the most. Right? We got to go back to tradition, survival mode. if Thanksgiving dinner cost $251 this year. Peace, my brother from Nottingham. Next year sometime we'll be back in the UK. Right? On average, they said Americans is spending $251 on Thanksgiving this year. So you don't gotta go in there telling Nana nothing about Beyond Sausages or Impossible Pork. They want $50 for chicken. Yifty for the yitlins. Now, I don't know if that was the going price for chitlins before, but like I said, I could buy a whole pig for $1 and some change from the farm. Let alone, I'm sure, all right, so butterball turkey, they said all of this is, they said turkeys cost like $100, right? What do the pork cost? What does a glazed ham cost these days? Right? So the food industry, you know, the prices on this food is so inflated this year that you don't gotta go around speaking crazy to your family about their food decisions and their dietary decisions. If you stick around long enough, they're going to be crying to you about it. And then that's when you take the opportunity to be like, damn, you know they got Impossible Pork now? You feel me? You know they got Beyond Chitterlings? You know what I'm saying? And that's not even the goals. You know what I'm saying? Because the Beyond Food thing is a scam. And that industry is failing. I think I got an article on that right now. How the fake food industry is tanking. And they don't know what to do because the bigger companies are about to fold. And that's going to cause a disruption like how FTX did in the crypto market. Right? Because if Beyond and them fold, you know, they created a whole industry. But what is the rest of them going to do? If they can't stand up, if Beyond and them is folding, then they're saying that the only people that's going to survive is the ones that's really found them a niche. I don't know. It's probably down. It's too deep down there in the archives of my stuff. But I'm sure you know, take my word for it. Okay, you want to God Body Challenge Thanksgiving? Yeah, take the God Body Challenge for Thanksgiving. That's going to really test your discipline. Even if you go around your family and you like, nah, I'm cool on all of that. I'm on a water fast. I mean, again, that's not being, I'm like, look, I'm not holier than thou. Just hold me to my vows. This how I choose to show up. I'm here Thanksgiving showing love to Nana, Mama, and the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't eating none of that. Matter of fact, I'm just drinking water. You could watch my discipline. You could watch my demonstration. But I'm not going to sit around and say that I'm holier than thou. I'm just saying, no. Just hold me to my vows. This is what I decided to do for myself. This is how I'm showing discipline and discernment. And I'm standing on my square and I'm not motherfucking moving from there. They going to respect that. Just don't make it a competitive thing where you knocking they hustle. You know what I'm saying? Can they live? Let them breathe. Trust me. It's going to hurt soon enough where they going to come and they going to holler at you about some alternatives because they can't continue eating like this. They're going to be priced out. The food is sky high. Food is sky high right now. Feel me? I can't imagine what they putting Granny and them through. But go show Granny and them some love. Go show Nana and them some love. You feel me? Don't be that nigga that go to the motherfucking Thanksgiving just to rub in their face that you the only one that ain't get the jab and yo, all of y'all got sick. You know what I'm saying? I ain't fall for that shit. Shout out to my brother Hocus. He going wild over there. So let's do the conscious checklist. Just because I love y'all. It's because I love y'all. I want to help you avoid stepping in shit tomorrow. I want to help you avoid the fade. You feel me? I want to help you avoid the fade. So this is the conscious checklist. This is shit that my grandfather used to tell me back in the days when he knew that I came into the information and I had to still go around family. Number one with him outside of everything else. And this used to be the barbershop talk because my grandfather would take me to the barbershop around his friends and people my age. And you know, so the elders would talk to you in front of your peer group and get you straight. Because you can't walk out of there and act like you ain't hear all of it and agree to it if you ain't say nothing in the presence of them. So he always told me, don't talk politics in public. He said, don't argue with nobody about religion. That's why I never got into a debate in Harlem. Shout out to my grandfather. And my grandfather lived in Harlem. So he would be always coming up and down 125th Street, checking in, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that we wasn't caught up in the debate bullshit. Because he's like, you don't talk politics or religion in public. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know if social media counts as the public. Sorry, Grandpa. Anyway, avoid all Kyrie and Ye questions. Okay? Avoid all Kyrie and... So, you know, they're going to be like, so... They're going to be like, so, Roosevelt. You're going to be like, my name is Rob Born-in-Law. They're like, so, Bartholomew, so what do you think about this Kyrie question? Nah, you got to call me my Muslim name. My name is Baruch Mahmoud El Shabazz. You feel me? They like, nah, I don't got no thoughts about that. What you think about that? You got to reverse it. Right? Find out what they feel about it first before you start volunteering information and they hit the bat line and be like, we got one of them. Yeah, we got one of them. Don't talk Jabbingtons. You feel me? Don't talk Jabbingtons, even though the information came out and they saying that the majority of people that's still dying from C-19 is the people who got the jab. Don't go run that in their face. You know your auntie and them got the jab. You know what I'm saying? My daddy got the jab. I'm not finna be antagonizing him. You know, my daddy got pre-existing conditions. My daddy, you know, it's just not, just let it be. You know, we know what it is. We know what time it is. You stood on your square. You became a diamond. You feel me? And that deserves what it deserves, but you got to bring value to it. Stop looking for the value to be validated by other people. They didn't make the decision that you make. They're not going to be happy for you, nigga. Trust me. Right? And it's not a pissing contest at the end of the day, so you don't got to pull your wood out and try to be measured. Keep it under wraps, close to yourself. Take pride in the decisions that you made, but don't rub it in nobody's face. It's not cool. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk crypto, because they're going to want to know why you ain't had the same energy this year that you did in 21 when you was at Thanksgiving telling everybody to buy Dogecoin. Okay? Don't talk crypto. They're going to utilize it to castigate you. You feel me? You can't answer for this shit. You don't got no questions. You don't got no answers. If you're not a crypto expert, leave it alone. They're going to want you to explain FTX and Sam Bankfried. You don't even understand that shit yourself. You can't explain it to nobody else. You feel me? You can't explain Hebrews to Negroes. Don't get in the conversation. They're going to drag you. Just don't do it. Right? Avoid Twitter questions. I don't know what Elon's doing. I have no idea. Did you see what he said about George Floyd? I'm not on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? I don't really regularly go over there anymore. It's just a mind fuck. Like, don't do it. You cannot muster the answers to these questions. You are dealing with you live in the weirdest time ever. And nothing makes sense. You try to explain this shit, you're gonna sound crazy. Yeah, so they censored Kanye. He couldn't say nothing, but a nigga who had like $50 more billion for him went and bought the platform for journalism in the whole world, and he gets to say everything and can't nobody shut him down. And this nigga's talking super crazy. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's the money and the skin. I don't know. Who's his friends? Oh, the nigga works for the military. How you know? Because they just launched a secret military missile or rocket on November 1st, leaving from Houston, called USS FF. It was a classified military launch. This nigga's Tony Starks. Like, he got military contracts. It's not yay. This nigga's the CEO of 4 companies that pretty much, you know, are linchpinned, well, one of them at least, you know, tied into the stock exchange. The other one got people going to space talking about occupying the moon. Like, you can't explain what this nigga's doing. Don't try it. Oh. Right? Avoid the history lesson. Yeah, so on this day is when they deposed the Moors, because, see, the Turks from Turkey, the Turkey is because the Turks, and that's where the Fez came from. And then when they was wearing the turbans, see, that's why when they had got Nick Cannon on the show and he was talking about, you know what I'm saying, them people, I can't even say their name at the fam. Get you a link to one of the 1-minute TikTok decoders, right? And play that shit if that's what you need to do. But you don't do it at the dinner table trying to tell them that the turkeys, because of jive turkeys and turkey and fez, and the cranberry sauce is that color because of the fez. And when you take the cranberry can and turn it upside down, it looked like a fez. I done heard it all, man. They loaded me up with all kind of goddamn suicide vests and sent me in the crib, bro. Don't do it. Trying to save you a headache and an uninvite for the next 3 years. You might really need your family. Shit about to get crazy out here. Feel me? And don't be the nigga sitting there counting calories, man. Yo. You know, they got a machine where they shoot they shoot the chicken with 10, you know, syringes, and they pumping it with estrogen hormones. So when you eating it, you know what I'm saying? You know, you wondering why my little niece is only 10 and she got a training. Don't do it, fam. It's not the time. Not the time. Now, I'm not saying that these conversations don't need to be had. And I'm not saying that the connections are not there. I'm not saying that this shit is not serious. I'm saying you don't be that nigga. Right? Find a way to have a roundabout conversation. You got to learn how to manage your manic. Manage your crazy. Manage your manic. Right? When you bring it around your family. Because you don't know how crazy you look online to them from a distance. Now you're going to be in a company. You feel me? Manage your manic, my nigga, or you're going to get painted. You're going to get painted and tainted. You know what I'm saying? You might get painted and tainted. And ultimately, like I said, you're doing this for your family in the most roundabout way. But you got to figure out a more fluid dance You know what I'm saying? You just can't jump in this shit like Dragonfly Jones. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be a little bit more finesse with your shit. Don't just jump through the window and end up landing in the living room like Dragonfly Jones. See, son, he said, I'm not going. Then he know himself. He know he can't hold back. These was all the bars he was waiting for to load Granny up with. He said, you ain't leave me with nothing to go in there with. You know what I'm saying? He said, I ain't even going. Said, can you talk about aliens? Yeah, I would just zonk her out. I would zonk out and talk about aliens, though. All that shit I would leave off the table, but I would zonk out and talk about aliens. Yeah, I would. Because they gonna see that shit soon. Fuck that shit. Don't leave him that comfortable. It's a long ass list. I mean, these are the conscious tropes. These are the conscious Thanksgiving tropes. You know what I'm saying? These are the conscious Thanksgiving tropes. And yeah, if you vegan and you don't eat meat, they already talking about you. They got a group chat that you're not invited to. And they like, I can't stand such and such, and they shit. Come around here talking about this motherfucking meat. God damn it. You know. That little bitch would be scrawny like a string pea if she wasn't eating all of this goddamn turkey growing up and these ham. You know, your family talk crazy. Your family talk crazy about you, especially if you a vegan. Trust me. You know, don't go around them with that shit. They're not looking to respect it. Allow them to ask the questions, because first it's going to be cynical. First it's going to be a cynical question, right? And then they're going to ease their way into it. After they come with the cynical questions, they're going to really be like, nah, but that elderberry, you know what I'm saying? You got a plug for that? No, but that Seymour stove, it really worked? You got some? It'd be like that. You just got to get past the jokes, and then they're going to start getting serious with you. But you don't go in there getting serious first. Yeah, you don't go in there. You laugh that shit off, and then they're going to spin the block on you and try to get serious before you leave, possibly. Or you might get included in the group text after they clean it up. Real talk. I did this shit for 20-something years now. I'm telling you like I know from experience. And I dialogue with a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, in the community, and they share these stories. So these are the things that I know consistently, you know, be happening, especially when people just kind of came into the information or have not figured out how to integrate it to a degree. I'm not saying that you put it in your back pocket and that's not who you are, right? But family's still family, y'all. And the shit that I'm experiencing out here in these streets is like, yo, these is not your friends. People don't have the capacity to love you the way that you deserve to be loved. You know what I'm saying? And the only people who can compensate for the shit that you really need, that you not gonna get from these fucking streets, is your family. Right? Is your family. They're the ones. You know, they're the ones that are closest to you when you look in the mirror. Trust me when I tell you. I'm telling you something that's so fucking sincere. And I hear a lot of people who have gone through violent family breaks and disruptions, you know, because of the lifestyle that they've chose. It's 180 degrees from where they folks is at. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying keep volunteering yourself for abuse. What I am saying is that tides do turn, and there has been things that have happened in this last 3 months that you do not know how it has register the minds of your family who associate you immediately with the shit that they're hearing on TV. Oh, that's crazy shit that such and such was talking about, or that stuff that they on. But you don't know how that stuff has sat with them, and they may have been able to bear witness to some truth, or bent a corner, or you may be the person that they're waiting to see to ask some of these questions. And I'm not saying that none of this stuff that I'm listing is off the table. I'm just saying that, let them initiate the conversation and get to see where they at first. Treat the shit like law, right? When they teach us how to go in there and deal with these people in a lawful manner in court, or with, for lack of a better term, you answer a question with a question, right? Because somebody else is attempting to establish jurisdiction on you. In the minute that you answer them, they've established jurisdiction. So I answer questions with questions and shift it right back to them to see if they're going to step in the jurisdiction, puddle before I volunteer myself. And then I build from there. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think about Kyrie? What do you think about Kyrie? Oh, well, let me tell you, that's all I needed. You feel me? And then I get to determine from there whether I'm going to deal with that shit genuinely or with some game, right? Because I ain't there to have philosophical conversations with everybody to show them my mind. I will let them divulge to me what their thoughts are based on their political slants, right? And then I could either agree, be like, yeah, I kind of agree with that. Skirt. Oh, you want to do a mental joust? You want to show them how deep you are? You want to convert somebody to your side? Yo, that's cool. But that says a lot about you too. You know what I'm saying? That shit is all ego. Let them have it. After all, it's their holiday. It's not yours. You're just visiting. You're there filling a slot because there's an empty seat at the fucking table. And they want to know why this information got you in the way in which you feel that you don't need your family no more. You that special? You that different? Right? That shit got you that much that you gonna walk away from this? Nah, I'm gonna go up in there and still stand and deliver. I'm gonna stand on my shit as well. But, I ain't finna be going up in there doing all of the talking. I'm there for conversations, but I'm in control. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that I get to answer when I want to answer, how I want to answer. You feel me? Right? So I'm just, once again, sharing some personal insight from a brother of yours who for damn near 20 years after going through this song and dance. And then now I'm the person that I go and visit my friends and they invite me to their parents' crib, like, because we all grew up together, and their parents is nervous because I'm coming through. Because they done caught a live, or they know for sure what the fuck we represent. And they nervous, like, oh, is you going to come in here and bomb on? And I'm like, nah, this is love. I love you. You know what I'm saying? I love you and I miss you. And I honor you. And I remember what that meal used to be about, what it meant for me during these times. Even if it was 15 or 20 years ago, I know who you are. You know what I'm saying? And I know the magic that you represent. I told people straight up. I said, my aunt Cal, if I told people, I was like, look, I don't technically, quote unquote, I don't eat flesh meat anymore. Right? But I be telling y'all when I have fish. I do. Right? I have. But I'm like, if I was to go back to eating that, I would eat it prepared from my aunt, because she cooks with so much love, right? And what she represents in terms of how she makes magic in that kitchen, to me, it's my way of honoring her. To me, it's my way of saying, because she is a matriarchal aspect of my family line, she's my father's sister. I'm like, I'm getting to get closer to my matrilineal line through her. I'm only thinking like, was these things passed down to her from her mother, whose mother passed it down to her, and vice versa. You feel me? So she got this thing about, when she makes this food, it's just the love on it that I feel like she alchemizes any danger and harm in it. That's I got one of them type of aunts. You feel me? And I would just chalk it up. I would go do an eczema or something afterwards if I felt that makes you go to the bathroom, right?
Enema?
Enema?
I hope you ain't got no eczema on your Ooh, baby. I was like, wait, I'm a little high, but I ain't
Yes, not an eczema.
get you an eczema.
But if I had to, enema, if I felt that threatened by the fact that I ate some turkey and it wasn't tofu turkey, I would feel more crazy about eating tofu turkey. But I would flush my system. I would do any and everything necessary to make sure that I was getting the food out of my system. But I would offer her that level of respect. You know what I'm saying? Because I also was told by my mother in particular, and she gave me the permission. She said, when you travel abroad and if you're meeting with people and you're going into their home, especially if they're dignitaries, or people who represent the particular culture that you're going around, you had to decide certain things for yourself, because these are things that are not respected in other countries. You know what I'm saying? If you don't honor people's traditions. In China, they don't do business with you until you sit down and eat with them. You know what I'm saying? And they spread it. It's not just one day. They'll see what it'd be like a 3 or 4 day. Now, I ain't eating no insects, shit like that. I ain't eating no dog. I ain't eating no, private parts. None of them things. Like, I ain't eating no animal butt. None of that. Like, we ain't doing none of that. But,
No,
oxtail. Like, the fuck some oxtail love so lying like shit.
my favorite. It's crazy. Growing up, I knew it was called oxtail, but
I ain't asked no questions.
I didn't think that's what it was.
I refuse.
I'm like, they wouldn't give me that.
Yeah, I refuse. But I be in them households and they like, yeah, they eating cow's tongue in the soup over there. I'm like,
I used to eat pigtail.
Cow's tongue? You used to eat pigtail?
And I used to love
Pigtail? Ear? Tail?
Yes.
Tail?
Yes.
How they do it? They roast it? It's in the soup?
Yeah, they put that
Sauteed?
shit in the soup. And split pea soup. What? But still, I thought that's just what they called it. I didn't think it was a like sauce. To this day, I don't know what part of the pig that is, and I don't want to.
I could tell you, you don't want to know then.
Sauce.
You don't want to know what sauce is. You don't want to know that.
I don't want to know because I used to love it.
But yeah, damn, man. Whew. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, I used to. Oxtail was my favorite. Voxtail. Shout out to Shalonda and her mama. They got vegan oxtail called Voxtail. Amazing. They figured it out. They got the butter beans. They got the simulated fat and all of that figured out in the vegan oxtail. It's crazy. It's crazy. So shout out to the brother Gray, who got the vegans, potatoes. Yeah, man. So unfortunately, we have to inform the family that the Facts Charlotte tour, that leg of that tour, has been postponed. Right, all tickets have been refunded. We will be doing a Zoom on the 30th, though, online. Right, still bringing the facts, still bringing the information, still bringing the opportunities to the people, but we will not be traveling and venturing to North Carolina this strong in. All right, we're gonna have to make it up to y'all, and we look forward to it. But that's the deal with that. All right, once again, you gotta argue with them. On a 50 ball for chitlins, y'all. So you don't gotta argue with your family. They're gonna feel the pinch. They're gonna feel the bite, and they're gonna be asking you about alternatives, right? In no time, you know. So today happens to be the 67th birthday of a spiritual mother of mine, an elder who just joined the ancestors on the 12th of November. I want to dedicate, I want to acknowledge her on her born day. Today's her born day. This is Mata G. Okay. So I want to send her peace, love, and light. You feel me? An amazing spirit. I can't say enough. They called her the Black Mother Teresa. And once again, if we went through all of her accomplishments and her accolades, it would be very hard for people to conceive that someone of such a, somebody who has done so much for so long, especially in our community, a lot of people have never heard of her, don't know about her, but she's part of international fanfare. Like when the Dalai Lama come here, with all of the spiritual leadership from around the world touched down, they had to come to see her first in LA. You know what I'm saying? She had an ashram right in her house, right in South Central. She had a sweat lodge in the backyard, fully decked out, really on top of her thing. She was the head of the chapel in Joshua Tree. And think she's been doing that for almost 30 years. Like, this is a legendary, elder who has just joined the realm of the ancestors. So we want to give her full regards, you know what I'm saying, and furnish her with bouquets of flowers, you know what I'm saying, just saying her name and acknowledging her, lighting a candle, and saying a prayer. Sri Natha Devi Pramananda, right? I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name wrong or not. A respected spiritual teacher who selflessly served for 37 years as a beacon of light in South Los Angeles and the world, transitioned peacefully on Saturday, November 12th. Affectionately known as Mata G, she was the founder of Eagle Wings of Enlightenment Center, a LA-based center dedicated to world peace and nonviolence. Under her loving guidance, the center grew from humble beginnings to one that draws people from all over the world who came for blessings, healing, and often prayers for world peace. So I love you. Spread your eagle wings and fly as high as the heavenly skies. May you continue to teach, may you continue to inspire. May that smile of yours continue to endure and warm all of our hearts. I love you to life, Mata G. May you rest in power, or remain in power, and rise in prominence. Ashe. KT's canceled his event as well, right? I was looking forward to this now that I was going to be here in Atlanta, but he canceled the event. I don't know the logistics as of yet, but this is what happened. All right. Fauci, you know, Fauci says he never imagined that C-19 would have killed a million Americans. You know, nearly 3 years after COVID first arrived on American shores, Dr. Fauci said he never imagined that the pandemic would last so long and take so many lives. He's lying. Fauci stepping down in December as head of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases after nearly 40 years at the helm as the White House chief medical advisor. Right? So, this dude, you know, is removing himself from the fray. Right? After all that has been done. Again, it reminds me of this elder, Dr. Sebi, whose born day would be on Saturday. You know, Sebi, one of his main nemesis was Anthony Fauci from the 80s. Ironically enough, you know, during the time of the implementation or the introduction of quote unquote AIDS/HIV, you know, Sebi had a lot to say. You know what I'm saying? Sebi was at the forefront, and he was blowing his horn, and he was calling BS from the gate. And he also was reminding people that this was not necessarily a disease of our community. He said that this was a disease of lifestyle, because it primarily was only relegated to the LGBT community. And he explained that engaging in the way that they engage sexually, and the breaking of blood tissue and things of that nature, going against the motion of gravity, where, you know, your anus is structured in a way in which excrement comes down and out, you know, but you're putting a phallus up it, and you're puncturing blood vessels and blood walls and things of that nature. This is how the contamination was spreading initially with HIV, and nobody was speaking about, you know, the lifestyle changes, the things that might be necessary to subside. You know, he just wasn't here for none of that shit. So he was just blowing the trumpet on it, and calling it what it was, you know, and he was getting banned from media at the same time, like how they banning people now and censoring them. He was kicked off of radio and not allowed, you know, speaking engagements. They took him out of the newspapers. You know, they castigated him. They painted him with that brush that they're painting people with now. And they attempted, you know, to utilize that bad press to ruin him, you know, because he was speaking the way that he was speaking, but he also was healing at the same time that he was speaking. You feel me? So you should be able to talk a little bit of your talk. You know, if you did doing what you need to do to bring about healing, when the stuff that was coming from the administration, the stuff that was coming from the government was killing people, that's when they introduced AZT, right? And the AZT, the cocktails were killing people at an accelerated rate. It was not initially the infection. It was the cocktails, pause. And that's what Fauci was involved with. Yes, drug dealers as well, because it suppresses the immune system. So people who were shooting and using needles, you know, this is common sense and common knowledge as to what was compromising people's immune system. So they was having autoimmune diseases, or the immune system was attacking them. Feel me? I don't want to say this. I'm going to leave it alone. All right, here goes the inflation, the price of inflation on Thanksgiving for the foods, right? Cost in 2022 as opposed to the cost in 2002. I don't know if you could see all of the comparisons. You feel me? But the pricing is crazy. Super gouged, right? It's damn near doubled and tripled, right? Green bean casserole. That sound like y'all make that? We just make green beans. We call them snap beans, but y'all make green bean casserole? What the fuck is that? Anyway, cranberry sauce, pumpkin pie. Ooh, that pumpkin pie. I'm about to whip some of this pie up. God damn it. My baby, she was all cool and cavalier on it, but she must have forgot. She must have forgot. I'm incentivized. Yeah. So look, man, they're attacking health. You know what I'm saying? They normally do that around this time because they know people are about to engage in what's called the death cross. And the death cross is simple, right? And it starts on Halloween in the 44th week, right? 44 meaning dead in some societies. I think they said meta, the word death, it also equals 44, something crazy like that. But anyway, in China, 44 means death. Regardless, the death march or the death cross is Halloween, overindulgence of chocolate and sugars, right? Biting off more than you can chew, right? Less than 30 days, Thanksgiving, overindulgence in starches and bloods, right? Which now, coupled with more sugar, is going to create fermentation, which is going to create more sugar and also alcohol. Then, less than 30 days away, overindulgence in gluttony and gifts, right? This is where the privilege starts with the children, right? They're overindulging in gorging food. They eating Christmas, you know what I'm saying? Shit, even how many goddamn cookies could Santa eat? He going to every crib and they putting cookies and milks out. You wonder why his belly looked like that. Less than a week after that, then comes New Year. So now you're overindulging and putting the alcohol on top of the fermented alcohol that was created by the starch coupled with the sugar, right? And then the last stage is coming full 44 days later, right? 45 days later, then you get Valentine's Day, right? So your tail ended with candy, another overindulgence of sugar, chocolates this time. You know what I'm saying? And the blood is just all spiked. The body is just inundated with all of this sugar, all of these sweets. Dig what I'm saying? And then you going through winter, through all of that, and all of what the alcohol is what dehydrating you. It's taking all of the water out of your body. You feel me? So you're not even insulated. You can't have a new year or a new you if you're drinking alcohol on a new year because it's evaporating the water. It's not making it disappear. You're not replacing it with new water. New water equals new memories. You can't have a new you if you got the same memories in your body trapped and captured in water and pockets of energy. How do we know? Look, shout out to my brother Human. We had a legendary live last night. It's still posted on the page. I highly recommend that you check it out because that was some type flight information that came through. Right? We also uncovered that they were utilizing frequencies to create viruses. They put a whole article up. They're not hiding nothing. They told you that C19 translates into beautiful music. Right? They converted it to songs and music, and they've been selling it as NFTs. Yeah, shit crazy. I always love my mama. She's my favorite girl. Let me see. Did I catch it? got the slide for y'all. Well, the family who was here yesterday, y'all caught it. It must be on my laptop. No, on my laptop. Dimming the planet with the lights. I think we already seen that. German popes leaving the church. Law 44. Future of college. Them brothers, them brothers. Okay, so they said in this article that their science has come back however many years after our brother Bruce Lee made transition, and now they're trying to say that he died from too much water. The person who's synonymous with water, when Jupiter's going home in Pisces tomorrow on the 24th, right? We know that Pisces is water, deep water, big water. We know what Jupiter represents, expansion. We know that that's Sagittarius. We know that this man is a Sagittarius right here. Stop playing. They're attempting to utilize the energy off of this moon and this cycle of Jupiter coming in to juxtapose this article to castigate the waters. How you going to tie water into killing Bruce Lee? You feel me? How you going to tie water into killing Bruce Lee when he's synonymous with the quote, the famous quote about water? And you doing it right before Jupiter go into Pisces in the beginning of Sagittarius, and this man represents Sagittarian information and energy. That's crazy, y'all. They be doing literal hit jobs with these articles based on the timing. You feel me? Based on the timing. It's all strategic. Please believe it. Right? More Now, people had an adverse response to that video. I'm saying, if you can't stomach that, what you think they doing in Kemet? What you think that they been doing to your ancestors? What you think that those articles do to these figures and these people? You know what I'm saying? They desecrate their funeral. They desecrating their grave. They desecrating their sacred resting space the same way. That's how you desecrate somebody in death. Right? You don't have to know how to feel about it. This is what's going on. This has been going on with your ancestors for 400 years. This is what will be celebrated tomorrow. Hold on. Let me get back to this. Fuck that. Right? I know that I put this up here. And granted, I'm going to stand on it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also going to give y'all some bars. This is what we celebrating tomorrow. Right? This is what we celebrating. This is what they came over here and did. This is what we celebrating. This is how this looks on the ethereal plane when we participate. So let me preference, because some people don't know what they're looking at, and that shit probably looks crazy. In El Salvador, the Bitcoin president of El Salvador has declared war on the MS-13. And he said, because the MS-13 has declared war on the government, so they killed a whole bunch of government officials recently. And he said that they can't rest in peace. They can't live in peace and they can't rest in peace in El Salvador. So they went and got prison inmates, right, to go down to the cemetery during the Day of the Dead and destroy their graves, right, at a time when their parents are going to be coming to see them and paying tribute because of how important death as an institution is to quote unquote Latin America and all of other parts of America's. The only people spooked about death is melanated people, the quote unquote black people, and black allegedly supposed to means death. So if black people are scared of the definition of their name, what does that say about black people? So, because everyone else is comfortable, everyone else has an understanding, even if they're caught up in religiosity, them people still adhere. They still gave you cocoa, right? They still held on to their tradition long enough, even if they got motherfuckers coming, from the afterlife with crosses on them. They still acknowledge an existence where they live side by side at all times, intertwined with their ancestors. Even if their ancestors have been desecrated and destroyed by conquistadors and colonizers, they still hold on. They still hold on. So they're attacking these people in the afterlife on the astral plane in a spiritual sense, right? They're riding them, pause, okay, beyond the veil. That nigga saying, I want the smoke on the other side with y'all. That's how much I hate you niggas. I mean, what difference is it? You tap dancing on the graves of our ancestors when we participate in folk tradition. Look, I'm not holier than thou. Hold me to my vows. I'm doing it right along with you, right? I've done it right along with you. I've also pulled away from it and said I can't do this shit no more, right? And then came back because I'm like, shit, outside of a funeral, this is the only opportunity I get to see my family. They chopping my live up. That's corny as fuck. Don't chop it on this. They chopping it up. That's crazy. That's crazy. But anyway, chopper style, huh? It's corny as fuck. Well, I tell you. And again, not to I had jokes earlier, but this is also a commemoration about the Moors. This is a commemorative moment about the defeat of the Moors, right? And it's being celebrated, and it does have something to do with the Turks, and it does have something to do with the Fez, and it does have something to do with Turkey. So, I got jokes, but I'm not being dismissive of the fact that there is some real history that has to be unearthed and extracted that we should at least ourselves know about. Because, again, these are our glorious ancestors, whether they have done, things that are good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. You feel me? You can't change who your ancestors are. You can't swap out the blood in your vein. At the end of the day, own it, stand on that shit, and figure out how to make it work for you. Feel me? Because if it's time to get busy, you might not need the most peaceful beatnik type of ancestors in your corner. You feel me? You might need some that represent that energy that is chitlins. Okay? And let me say this, in defense of Nana, in defense of Mama, in defense of their wisdom. Because I have a tendency Restart the live might be too far away from the router. I'm not. Baby, what's going on with the router? Troubleshoot? Is that bad? It's good? Alright. She getting it right for me. My baby holding it down. There were white Moors with a red fez. I can't speak on that. There was an individual named Hakeem Bey, not our Hakeem Bey who wrote the Moorish Paradigm. He's Hakeem Bey. He ran with Peter Moon and them. They got a whole movement with white Moors. They got this information. They got a whole movement with white Moors. They call Shriners. You know what I'm saying? They got a whole movement with white Moors who have usurped the information, or they're cosplaying Moors and they're called Shriners. But they also do have straight up, quote unquote, European Moors who also call themselves by our names, in particular, Hakeem Bey. And you know, the group that he runs with, I forgot what they call the Ong Hat. They wrote some ill books. You know, they got the mysteries. They got the information as well. Don't think that they're running around here because they don't know nothing. That would be an oxymoron. Same way that you can't say that the Jewish people, they ain't running around here like cosplaying you because they think they got access to some information. No, nigga, they got information. It may be yours, but you don't know it anymore. And they got it. Because guess what? Jewish people don't celebrate Thanksgiving. So if you was the black Jew, this is a conversation we don't even be having. That part. So again, this is why I be like, just know that you're goofy. Everybody else knows it. If you know it and you can stand on it and make sense of it for yourself and say that I'm okay with being goofy, then that's cool. But if you goofy and you the only one that don't know it, that's embarrassing. You out here really, really making a fool of yourself, looking crazy. Because everybody else is sitting back and laughing. Because they're like, nigga, you Jewish, but you celebrate Thanksgiving too? You're indigenous, autonomous, Africanized more, but you celebrate Thanksgiving too? Look, you Christian, but you celebrate Thanksgiving too? You native, but you celebrate Thanksgiving too? Okay. Judgment free. Like I said, I've been right there with you. You know what I'm saying? If I was in New York, I would be right along with you tomorrow, but I'm not. You know, I'm going with my baby, though. Going to see her folks. I'm going to Franklin Ave. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to the brothers who demonstrated outside of the Barclays. Look, let me qualify this for y'all and tell you how important the Barclays is, because I don't know if any of this fits into the ritual, but it damn sure is present. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Sabi, whose birthday is going to be this Saturday, you feel me? Dr. Sabi's office, the place where him and my mother and my aunt made all of that magic that the whole world is talking about today, where they cure AIDS. It was where the Barclays Center's at, standing right now. Literally the same place where the Rockaway store used to be, because they don't got it there no more. But the exact location, like literally, that's where the office was at. They tore the office down to build the Barclays Center. I mean, the office was already gone by that time. So I'm not saying it to say that They specifically tore down Usha Herbal Research Institute to build a Barclay Center. I'm saying that the Barclay Center is built directly on top of the Usha Herbal Research Institute, which originally was called the Ogun Research Institute. Hence the fact why that entire building is rust colored. Pass my and can't nobody explain it. I don't care. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from Flatbush Avenue. I asked these questions when they was building it. I asked these questions after they built it. I went to the stadium, asked a question. The only person I haven't asked directly probably is the architect. But nobody seems to know why he built this ugly ass spaceship with the rust colored exterior. Rust is iron, iron is blood. Why did they build it like that and leave the exterior rustic rust? Not even smooth, it's rustic. Because they're tapping into the Ogun energy that emanates from the fact that that's the first place that AIDS was cured in the whole world. And they're sitting on top of that information and that legacy and that history. And the mascot of the Barclays is number 44. Their mascot wears the number 44, again, which is blood. The Nets they're just inundated with 44 energy. Forget about it. I will drag this shit out for a long time if I sat here and gave you all of the 44 information and energy. But you could just, and their mascot died. He was a graffiti writer. He fell out of a building and cracked his neck. But they do a whole ceremony for him where the whole stadium puts the 44 jersey on and they honor him. He is their mascot in heaven. You feel me? So can't nobody explain to you why this building is rusty? Because this building right here in this corner is where the Ogun or the Usha Herbal Research Institute was at, where my mama and Sabi and my mama first cured the motherfucking AIDS. Right there. Where this goddamn stadium is at, where they up in there playing games. Right? Just like everybody playing games. So, when you playing games, you get games played. And that's where we at. We in a situation where, motherfuckers who's dribbling basketballs are now responsible for which way this thing goes when it comes to your self-identity. And they got the nigga on apology tour. So what does that mean? What does that mean about the state of your identity? Is he standing on the shit or not? Or nah? Yeah, so right in this cathedral, right in this building, opened up by Mr. 44 himself, Jay-Z. See why they went and got Jigga? Because Jigga put the store on top of motherfucking Usha Herbal. So you think he go all the way to goddamn LA and meet Nipsey by chance, and this man is doing a goddamn documentary, and he fails to mention, oh yeah, not only did I live across the street from Usha in 55 State Street when the whole fucking run was taking place, but I also put my store right on top of where this man's office was at. So you think he never heard about Sabi? Come on, son. Come on, son. Cut it out. You failed to mention, oh, you doing a documentary about a nigga who had an office down the block from where I lived. Right? It's a rust-colored building with a motherfucking mound on top, okay, of greenery. If you think that this building has not been built and paid in homage of what took place at the Usha Herbal Research Institute, once again, you're sadly mistaken, and you will find out in the long run the lengths that they have gone to not only suppress this information, but tap into the frequency of what that man represented and what he did in the heart of Brooklyn, right off of Flatbush Avenue in Atlantic in the goddamn 80s. Shout out to Mama Pill. Yeah, mound on top, man. Stop playing with me. But our people don't even know what the fuck a mound is. So you can put shit like this right in front of our people and they don't know what the hell is going on. They don't even know that they the ancient mound builders here in the Americas. And they don't know that they're the black Hebrews, and they don't know that they're the Moors, and they don't know that they're the original Christians, or the the Coptic Christians, or every motherfucking version of them. They don't even know that they're original Greeks. They don't know that they're the original Romans. They don't know that they're the Etruscans. They don't know nothing. But what they do know, what you don't gotta convince them of, that they niggas. You don't gotta convince them of that. Right? They're jockeying for position. They want to be the number one nigga. They're like, nah, I'm not only a nigga, I'm the baddest nigga. I'm the number one nigga. I am the head nigga in charge. Fuck you talking about, nigga. I'm that nigga. Right? You got to negotiate everything else with niggas, though. Yeah, I'm a Hebrew on Saturdays, I'm a Moor on Fridays, and I'm a Christian on Sundays. Every other day out the week, I'm pure nigga. Okay? Oh, yeah, and I'm nigga Saturday night. You know what I'm saying? I'm only Hebrew during Sabbath. But when that sun go down, I ain't giving up my Saturday nights for none of this shit. Imagine that. Right? If niggas had to be black Jews and give up their Saturdays because it's Sabbath, that's how you know. Oh, shit. Let me stop. Shit start falling around here. I be the ancestors. I got the scorpion humor that everybody don't laugh at. Spirit realm don't think all of my jokes is funny. But yeah, my baby don't either. And that's healthy. You want to have somebody that don't laugh at all of your jokes. Right? Are we going to cut that out?
That was funny.
That was funny, right? Yeah. That was weird. She said my jokes ain't funny. Yeah, so where we at with this? I'm discombobulated. So yeah, shit. Okay, boom. They said men are using condoms less, regardless of there being increase in spikes in syphilis and other STDs. You feel me? So in the midst of, everything that's going on with the health and the and pandemic and all of that, so niggas is not bagging it up no more. And I shared this article earlier. I've been speaking about this at length for the last 2 months, maybe on live. I'm speaking about this fascination the culture has, pop culture, with cannibalism. You feel me? And I've been hitting all of the tropes. I've showed you how they lined it up with the 44-year anniversary of Dharma, coinciding with the 44-year of Halloween movie franchise, coinciding with the 44th week of the year, which is Halloween, and then you get your ritual take off, right? So the ritual took off. And that's all you're gonna see going forward, you know what I'm saying, in Hollywood, is gay sex scenes and cannibalism. Men literally eating one another in every sense of the word. Pause. That's where they at with it. And you could say, oh, don't take it personal. No, nigga, they're priming your children to have a whole nother appetite out here in these streets. You feel me? They started with the vampires. Now they just went full cannibal. And they got mad movies. They got mad propaganda coming next, following up the successful propaganda that's already been rolled out. Remember, they said Dharma was the second highest grossing views ever on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? And then we get into this whole Balenciaga situation. You feel me? When is enough enough? When are people gonna draw the line? I don't wear no European shit. That's just me. I'm not. Once again, I'm not holier than thou. Hold me to my vows. You see me in some Versace and shit like that, be like, nigga, you a hypocrite. You just said that you wasn't on that shit. Not. I don't. I gave it up. And I would be like, I recommend that you might do the same. I just recommend that you might look into, the disrespect and the fact that, why are we continuously still propping up these brands and we know straight up they don't fuck with us, they don't represent us, and we don't even, what I'm saying? Like we make that shit look a particular way, but you really spending with these people, you really running it up. And are you doing the same? Because when it comes to melanated designers, they be like, nah, they too high. But they got better quality. They shit is fly. You feel me? So why don't they get the same level of respect and reverence when it comes to you voting with your dollars? Because that's all you doing. You feel me? So this this article dropped yesterday when me and Hugh was talking about virtual simulation, that the reality is a simulation. If you couldn't follow the narrative, you might want to check this article out. It dropped yesterday too. Our universe is one big virtual reality simulation. How to test if we're really in a computer simulation. This article came out right on time because we was really jumping all over this topic yesterday on live. And that live is still up, so you could cross-reference and use both of them to catch it. Right? Look at this. Palestinian gunmen, they snatched up this Israeli dude from the hospital. I think somebody that was in the media that they was making a big deal about. And they used them as a bargaining chip to get the bodies back. The dead bodies are their homies. You feel me? They still want the bodies. Right? And that's really riding for your homies. Like, you make sure that the bodies came home. By any means. You went into the enemy line, snatched one of theirs, and bargained for your homies' bodies. Like, that's honorable. Again, you cannot push these people back and just with, some hot breath. Like, it don't matter what you say out your mouth. Your words alone is not going to do it. These people want to smoke. You want your birthright back? You want your position back? You going to have to, what you willing to do for it? Right? Because they like, look, don't say nothing positively about me. Don't say nothing negatively about me. Keep my motherfucking name out your motherfucking mouth. Nigga. That's what they telling you. You ain't even get to the place where you can go head up with them. You're 3/5 of a Palestinian at this case. But you talking big shit. You ain't ever bust a grape dealing with these folks. You never brought them no smoke. You made some songs that was cute, some bars that never got off. Because all they got to do is bleep it and delete it. So don't send me no fucking videos about what they doing to Africans in Israel and shit like that. I'm going to send you a video what the Palestinians is doing in a response. Nigga, that's it. And there should be nothing left to talk about. Just leave it alone. You're not going to talk nobody into giving you back what they took in blood. This is serious. Because you got somebody that fiends you for your identity, nigga, that's out here running ramshot with it, that refuses to give it back, and it's backhanding you just because you're asking politely, right? Because even if you're making a ruckus and talking crazy to him, you're still asking politely, right? Everybody else understands what needs to be done. When somebody takes something from you and you value it with your life, then you put your life on the line to get it back. And if you're not willing to have that conversation, please don't at me, because it's not worth it. You can just go back to being niggas. I mean, that shit has... It doesn't have no ancestral roots, but what they keep telling you, they got $1.7 trillion spending power, and we would be... right? So go back to spending all of your trillions of dollars on these motherfucking European brands that got all of these babies on the cover, nigga. That's how you see yourself. That's how you measure your manhood, right? That's how you show up. That's your identity. Stand on it. Make that shit work for you. You feel me? The son of one of the wealthiest people in the world, right? He's the Penard. His father, Bernard, I believe, is the dude that owns Louis Vuitton. Y'all not burning, y'all not giving your Louis Vuitton up. And if you do, I know mad people in the secondary market just waiting for you to get that shit up so they can go and sell it. Same with Nikes. You're not giving your Nikes up. You're not giving your Louis up. You're a slave to the brands. And they know this. You're not giving Fendi up. You're not giving Gucci up. After they spit in your face and told you how much they thought about your black life and how much it matters to them, right? It's a caricature. It's blackface, nigga. You know, we play with y'all all the time. Why would we stop now? Why would we stop now? This shit is fun and games to them. So now it's Balenciaga. You niggas is not throwing away your you ain't throwing away your Bottegas. You're not throwing away your Birkins. So what are we talking about? And we're going through a recession, so you can't even practice, oh, I'm going to use compare and contrast to say, now I'm going to spend $1 trillion on melanated people. No, the fucking well done dried up, nigga. You don't got it to spend. Right? And your baby can't chew a Louis bag when shit get tight. But we don't got no seeds in the ground. We don't got no livestock farms. We ain't selling one another turkeys. Feel me? Or chickens. Or none of that. Eggs, yams, kale, broccoli, collards. And we in the South. Right? Shout out to Waka Flocka. I seen this nigga farming the other day. Right? He gonna have Waka yams for the next you know what I'm saying? He gonna have zucchini flocka fries for the next shit. But we ain't got it now. And we headed into a recession and, you know, famine and whatever. I don't, unapologetically optimistic. I know we good. We good. We gonna be great. Not just all right. That's basic, nigga. We great. We gonna be great. We gonna be great. You feel me? We gonna be great. You know what I mean? So, let me see. I don't want to hold y'all too long. Yeah, something to... I don't know if I shared this with y'all. I had showed you my other picture, but I had found this. This was in my memories from 13 years ago. 2009. That seems so long. 13 years ago. I drew this in 2001, but this post was from 13 years ago. But I drew this in 2001. So would that make it 21 years old? I got artwork that's older than some of these niggas. Right? 21 years old. This picture, this figure, this icon right here started an entire movement because this is what I came to Harlem with in 2005 and started hustling alongside Sarnetta. I was selling clothes. I was selling drip. I was selling fashion. And then this became the first image that we created no Kings County Clothier off of. That was our first KKK, Kings County Clothier. You know what I'm saying? We was working at 33 Energy with them triple Ks a long time ago. And this was, I was on the corners and the blocks in front of our black Hebrew brothers and everybody else that was hugging the block, doing their thing. Yeah, that's cool and great. This what we doing right now, though. You heard? And this gold in the suit, you know, he was responsible for spawning so many things. So much came out of, you know, this introduction, this initiation of me creating this character and finally bringing him outside and standing on it to say, yo, this is what a modern day pharaoh should look like, you know, in the cities, right in the hoods. You can see the 3 pyramids, but there's projects behind that. You feel me? I pay homage to all systems. I got the Nuwapian piece up in there. You feel me? He got some Moorish aspects going on, Commission. You know what I mean? I made sure that I was inclusive of everybody, you know, who was in the fold at that time. Yeah, the rod and the staff, the comfort, the obelisk on the backdrop. You know what I'm saying? You know, he got the Cartier cage face wristwatch. You feel me? He got his whole shit flooded. You know, big diamonds. You know what I'm saying? He had to have that drip. This is the shit that made the children stop in Harlem in the early 2000s when we was on them corners, pitching the information, utilizing art as a Trojan horse to get their attention, at least to get them to stop. And then you could upsell them on anything else. You feel me? But be calculated. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, man. We mean serious business. This is from 2009. You know? So once again, y'all, when you pop in and you pop out, and you get to Thanksgiving tomorrow, you know, if you don't got the bars to back it up, you know, you're just coming into the information and you're still a novice and a newborn, you know, avoid these things right here. You know, this might be where you step in some mess at. You know, you get yourself in a Kyrie situation that you can't talk yourself out of, and then you find up getting suspended for a few games or a few Thanksgivings for the next 3 or 4 years. So, yeah, make sure that you know, you go up in your family spot. You got your boss together. If you don't, just do a lot of listening. Because they're going to tell you everything that's on their mind. And the only thing you really dare to do is listen. You're not a representative of the conscious community. And we're not trying to, you know, you're not converting Aunt Bethel and Aunt Irma. Just let them, they got their Jesus. Leave him be. Leave him at peace. Look, Aunt Ethel, she's 79. Like, you trying to bring her to my Leave her be, man. She been with Jesus for 79 years. You know, you trying to bring her to my aunt? She an Eastern Star, nigga. She know about all this shit. She know about all this shit, man. She already chose her gang, man. She gang. Let her be. Feel me? Leave her be, man. You know what I'm saying? Shit. That niggas is too deep. Y'all too deep for your family, man. But they all gonna wanna know what you think about Ye and Kyrie. You know, answer a question with what you think. What you think? What they saying? You gotta feel this shit out. You gotta feel this shit out. They might put you on the motherfucking you know, they got a hotline out there, nigga. 1-800-WOKE. You don't want them to call them folks on you. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you in Florida, fucking with DeSantis and them. Yeah, they got a 1-800 number for you woke niggas. They gonna start hunting you niggas. Trust me, I'm trying to tell you. All right, y'all watching H2N? That's how you do it. That's how you do Thanksgiving. Matter of fact, yeah, we should put that post up. If you gotta go in to your family thing, bring that Hebrews to Negroes and yeah, make it a watch party. Make it a watch party. Y'all gonna put this shit on the 75-inch screen where the Cowboys play the Indians? Or the Commanders, what they call them these days. They ain't even the Redskins no more. When the Cowboys play the Commanders, you gonna hijack the 75-inch to put on Hebrews to Negroes, huh? Yeah, somebody said, fuck around and find out. Yeah, you touch that TV, they're gonna treat that shit like you in a pokey. Oh, man. But I love y'all. Peace, love, and light, man. I appreciate, you know what I'm saying, this time that we spent with one another. Like I said, yeah, you are the beacon. You're the shining light in the midst of all of this darkness. You know what I'm saying? But your light can also be blinding. So you got to know how you shine. And sometimes you don't even know. You don't know what you mean in the eyes of your family who may have been watching you from a distance for so long and have developed a level of respect. One, because you consistent, or two, they see that the tides are turning, or three, they like God take care of fools and babies, so they just got that level of compassion for you and they feel like you need it right now, right? Allow them to do them and you do you. You know what I'm saying? But understand that what you are and what you represented is only going to be respected in action and not word. So you have to be the example. You got to be the shining example, and you don't got to be super deep to present the new version and newness of who and what you represent. Just how you move, just how your skin shine, just how your energy and your attitude. The shit is reflective of your attitude. Anything that's going to make you angry, nobody wants to be a part of that. Especially during family festivities. Hence the fact that they're still celebrating on Thanksgiving, even though they know they're celebrating a massacre. Right? Nobody wants to buy into, into the pain of it. They want to experience aspects of pleasure. So you just have to find out, that place where you can once again appeal to people's ideals. Right? This is your family after all. If you don't need your family and you good on this shit and you figure something else out, then so be it. But I kid you not. When you bust that block, you spin that block with all of this information, at some point you're going to find yourself back with your family, right? Because that's who you putting on for, your bloodline, your ancestors. Your ancestors is just as much as their ancestors as they are yours. Okay? So move like a god and be seen and respected as one.